Hey everyone, this is Tracy Panase with the Just Between Friends sales of Reading, Oaks, and Lancaster. And I'd like to thank you for signing up to participate in one of our upcoming events and to help us on the registers. The purpose of this video is to give you an overview of what's involved when running the cash registers at JBF. And so when you come to the sale, you won't really necessarily be thrown into this process, but have a good overview of how the process works and what is expected. So just general things about helping at the sale. We do ask that you arrive 15 minutes before your shift begins. That'll give you time to check in at the team member table. When you're finished with your shift, you will also check out at that same team member table. We will give you a name badge and an apron. We do ask that you leave any valuables at home or locked safely in your car. We do have a small office area where you can put your purse or water bottle, your keys, but it's not locked, so you do so at your own risk. Also in the office, there will be water, so you can help yourself to that as you see fit. So just kind of the basics of running the register. Someone's going to come to your line and they're going to have all this stuff, like this lady. So you've got a mix of clothing and toys and all kinds of just great deals that they found at the sale. It's really important for you to stay calm and organized. So the lines can get long and that can be a little bit stressful, but your job is really to direct the process, and I'm going to show you how we do that. You want to be efficient and detail-oriented, and most importantly, you need to be fast. So we want to keep that line moving along, and so while it's important to make small talk with the customer, you don't want to be overly chatty that we can't get everybody moving in and out of that line as quickly as possible. You are the customer's last impression of JBF, so please be kind and helpful. You want to commend the customer on the great deals that they found and tell them about other sale days. If we haven't had the 50% off sale yet, remind them to come back when things are discounted even further, and just any special events that might be going on at the sale that you think would be helpful for the customer to know. So we're going to get a little bit into the process, how this works, and then I'm actually going to go into the point of sale and ring up a mock transaction so you can see how all of the things that I'm telling you actually play out with a real customer. The way our system works is you need to make two piles of stuff. One pile are items that are taxable in the state of Pennsylvania, and the other pile are things that are non-taxable. So basically, within PA, non-taxable items include clothing and shoes, and most other things are taxable. There are some exceptions to that, and I'll explain to you what those are as we go into this in further detail. The first thing that you're always going to ring up are your non-taxable items. So again, the customer comes to you with all this stuff. It's best to take their IKEA bag, put it up on the table. Any clothing that they give you, which will be on a hanger, hang on a rolling rack that is located next to your register. Put any of the loose items on the tables near the register, and that way you can easily sort between what is taxable and what is non-taxable. And again, you're going to ring that non-taxable stuff first. And then after the non-taxable items are rung up, we're going to go into our screen and remove the tax. So we're going to take away any tax that was charged because the default is set to tax, and remove that before proceeding to ring up all of our taxable items. So that's the second thing that we'd ring up, is anything that is considered taxable. The customer may hand you a yellow ticket. And the yellow ticket is for any large item that was physically too big to be carried through the line. So those are things that we would want to ring up last, because all yellow tickets are taxable. They're things like furniture, pack and plays, any sort of really big item like a kitchen or something like that. Those would all be considered taxable. I'm going to ring those up last so that when the security guard is giving them their items after they're paid for, they know exactly where to look for them, because it's going to be one of the last items that they have. The other thing that you will do once you're working at the registers, if you do have any downtime, we constantly try to line these large trash cans with clear bags because it will save you time when you do have a customer. And also, the customers come to us with IKEA bags, and so it's taking those IKEA bags from your station up to the front so that as more customers come in, they do have IKEA bags accessible to them. So basically trying to keep your area neat and clean because that helps you to be more efficient. There will be a cheat sheet by your register, and these are the items that are considered taxable versus non-taxable. So the non-tax items, the things you're going to ring up first, are clothing, shoes, socks, leotards, PJs, formula, cloth or disposable diapers, bibs, or receiving blankets. So all of those are in your first grouping, and then your second grouping would be things like costumes, so Halloween costumes, swimsuits, which is not something that we'll have at this sale, but in the spring sale, we would have swimsuits, bottles, toys, books, games, diapers, furniture, etc. are all considered taxable. There's often a question that comes up at the winter sale, which is regarding snow boots, and snow boots are not taxable. So you would ring those up with regular shoes. Dance shoes and cleats are taxable. So non-essential shoes are taxable. Shoes that you really need to wear, like sneakers or snow boots, are considered taxable. And then again, you would ring up your yellow tags last, and the yellow tags look like this. However, they are actually yellow. The customer will hand you this bottom portion where the barcode will be taped onto that. You scan that, and at the conclusion of the transaction, you're going to staple that yellow tag to the receipt so the guard knows that, yes, indeed, the customer did pay, and they can now take this item home with them. Okay, so if you have a tag that will not scan, this is how you read the tags. This top number is what could be manually entered. So for some reason, the tags just don't scan. So it might be that there's too much tape on over the tag, or it's a bad barcode. The customer's or consignor's toner cartridge running out of ink. So you're going to manually key in this top number, and then the information should populate. In very rare instances, that still doesn't work. And in that case, this bottom number with all of the letters and dashes can be manually entered into the computer, and 99% of the time, it should take that. So what I generally recommend is try it with the scanner once or twice. If it doesn't work on that third time, then manually enter it into the computer. Okay, so we're going to go into the POS, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. When you get to your register, it'll probably look like this. This is a whole bunch of transactions that have previously been run. You're going to go up here to New Sale, and you're just going to have to imagine that you can see all this stuff that I have sitting on my desk, and I have it sorted out into two piles of taxable and non-taxable items. And as long as I'm on a green line, I am good to go. So I'm going to scan my first item. So we have an Oshkosh flowered shirt. My next item is another shirt. And that's all the clothing I have. So now I want to remove the tax on that. So I go up here where it says taxed. Do you want to remove all the tax on this transaction? I hit yes. And now I'm ready to proceed with my taxable items. So I'm on a gray line, and now it turned blue. I must be on a green line to continue scanning. If you are not on a green line, your scanner will make a noise and it'll seem like you're scanning, but really you're not doing anything. So make sure you're on that green line when you make that transition. And now I'm on to my next item, which is a Melissa and Doug DYO Peace Bank. So you can see that now that charged tax. Okay, so I've rung up 3 items. There's a counter up here in the upper right-hand corner, so it's good to keep track of how many you've rung up to make sure you don't miss anything. And now I'm ready to collect my payment. So at JBF, we accept 4 forms of payment. We accept cash, of course, Visa, MasterCard, or Discover. We don't take American Express, and we do not take checks. So when I'm ready to collect payment, I would say to my customer, thank you. The total is $13.83. How would you like to pay for it? And my customer wants to split the payment. No problem. Okay, so they're going to give me $6 in cash. I hit enter, and so this shows me in parentheses my balance due is $7.83, and they're going to put that on a Visa, so I would hit balance. I'm going to save it, and now it's going to print out 2 receipts for me. So I didn't charge the card yet, right? I just recorded how the customer was going to pay for the transaction. On each of your computers, you'll have this little calculator at the bottom. I'm going to enter in the amount that the customer put on the credit card was $7.83. I hit enter, and now I'm going to swipe my card. And when you have your swipers, you'll see there's a little green light. You're going to swipe away from the green light. Okay, sometimes it will say enter purchase order number because this particular card I just scanned is tied to my business account. I would just hit continue. Tax amount is 0. Yes. That doesn't always come up. And now it's going to process. It's really, really important that when you look at the receipt, make sure that it is indeed $7.83. If you fail to put a decimal point in there, you could charge the customer $783. You could charge them $78.30. So you want to make sure that that amount of $7.83 matches what prints on the credit card receipt. You're going to have a total of 4 receipts. So you had 2 in the beginning when we just entered in the transaction and the total amount, and now you have 2 for the credit card. So you'll staple both of the credit card receipts to the itemized receipt, ask the customer to sign one of them, and then we keep the one that's signed. You give the customer the one that is unsigned, but again, they're all stapled to the receipt, and then they are good to go. You'll ask the customer just to keep their receipt handy so that the security guard can check it at the door, and you're on to your next customer. Just a couple of things in the point of sale to make you aware of. We do have some special offers at the sale. There are things like we do contests on Facebook, or just have lots of different ways that people can earn JBF bucks. Those are treated as a gift card. So if someone hands you a JBF buck, which looks like Monopoly money, you would enter an amount like $5. You treat it like cash. Same thing with a coupon. You'd enter in the amount of the coupon under gift card, and then however they'd like to pay their balance, they can pay their balance. So once you do this once or twice, it's really very simple. And if you've done it before, there really are no changes this fall. So this should be just a good refresher for you. Okay, so back to some of the special offers that I mentioned. The other things, I said JBF bucks could be treated like cash, and the system will calculate the balance due. We do have these little PTO coupons, and the way those work, it's a really brightly colored piece of paper that the customer will hand you. The school name will be printed here, and all you need to do is record the total purchase price excluding tax. So the subtotal would go here. Just write that in there. We retain this coupon and put it in your cash drawer, and then we send the schools a check for 5% back of each parent's purchase. So it's just a good fundraising opportunity for the schools. Some of the other offers or specials that you may see, every customer who comes through your line and spends $50 or more gets one of these frequent buyer cards stapled to their receipt. So the way this works is if they come back to any one of our 3 events for a second time and spend more than $50 again, they will get $5 off their second purchase. So just staple this onto their receipt, explain to them how it works, and then if you do get one redeemed, you would treat that $5 as cash. They can't go through your line at 1 o'clock on Wednesday and come back at 1:30 and spend it. It's on a different day of a $50 transaction or more. That's kind of the fine print. It is printed on there. If you have any questions about that, just let us know. And then the other special offer for the sale is we do have a $5 off coupon, which can be used on Friday or Saturday in Reading or Lancaster, or actually it's Friday or Saturday at all 3 sales. So that's $5 off a purchase of $50 or more. It cannot be combined with any other offer, so they need to decide when they're going to use them. If they do have the frequent buyer card and the coupon, I suggest they use the frequent buyer card because they can use that for just this season. Okay, so if you forget everything that I told you, the register procedures will be printed on laminated sheets at each register bank, so you can use that. You can refer to that during your shift. We also try to give you a few minutes when you arrive to shadow the people that are leaving so that you can see what's going on. There is a team leader that's assigned to the register, so if at any time you need change, your drawer gets stuck, something happens with your printer, that the team leader is there to assist you, so just raise your hand. And then the final thing I want to say is that we try to keep the lines moving as fast as possible, so you will have a paddle which will identify what computer number you are. When you're ready for your next customer, just hold that paddle up high so that the customer knows where to go and that the team leader can be directing people to you. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to call or email me, and we thank you very much for helping us on the registers and look forward to seeing you at the sale.